Theodore Deden here, author of Business Python, an example-based guide. Question for today is, how do I work with Boolean variables in Python? First of all, what is a Boolean variable? Most people are familiar with the idea of doing a web search and you're searching for one term and another, or one term or another. Especially if you do a lot of research, you're working with library databases and things like that. What these are Boolean operators. A Boolean variable for itself is simply a true or false value. In Python, those true or false values are never written with all uppercase, but they're written with exactly one uppercase. So you have true and you have false. It's a very simple data type. You only have those two. You can assign it just like any other data type to a variable name. So for example, we can say A is true and B is false. And then we can assess the type. And you see that it is the bool class. Interestingly enough, the bool class is derived from the integer class. That means fundamentally at the operating system level or at the lower level, these variables are actually represented as integers. So if you ask if it's a bool, yes, it is a bool, but you can also ask if it's an int, and it is also an int. If you look at the integer representation of A in this case, it's 1. And if you look at the integer representation of B, it's 0. Fundamentally, though, anything can be typecast into a Boolean variable, or more practically anything. If you have a string, let's say my string equals ABC, and then you have maybe an empty string. That's just an empty string. In the case of the string, you will see that any string that is non-empty is going to evaluate as true, whereas an empty string will always evaluate as false. Same thing with lists, with dictionaries, with sets. If it has something in there, it's going to evaluate as true. If it doesn't, it'll evaluate as false. So that's pretty easy, and that's a great shorthand because Boolean variables are extremely useful in loops. So for example, we can create a while loop and we can take things out of a list and then and use that in order to process that. So for example, my list equals A, B, C, and then while my list print my list dot pop. And what this is going to do is it's going to test whether my list is empty or not. As long as it's non-empty, as long as my list evaluates as true, it's going to continue to go through the loop, to iterate through that loop. Once my list becomes empty, it will stop looping, okay? Because when it becomes empty, then that Boolean expression, my list evaluated within the while function here, the while statement here, that will evaluate false once the list is empty, and it'll stop. Now we need to make sure, of course, in the while list that we don't get in the while loop that we don't get into an infinite loop situation, which would result from having a while true all the time. There are cases where you want a while true, and you'll use the break statement or an exception or something to get out of there. In this particular case, what we are looking at is we want to make a finite loop. We want to make sure that the list actually gets emptied out. And that's taken care of in this case by the pop list method. The pop list method will take the last thing from the list, it'll take it out and return it. In this case, it'll print it because that's what it's doing is it's being given to the print statement as an argument, and then it will continue. So because it's being removed from the list, that list is going to be smaller and smaller, and we're not going to go into an infinite loop here. And you see exactly it takes the C first, then it takes the B, takes the A. This is because you have an automatic typecasting of my list as a Boolean variable because you always have a Boolean variable after the while. So this is one way to work with them. You also have the standard Boolean expression or the standard Boolean operators. I go into detail in this in the book. In fact, let me pull up a copy of the page in the book that is relating to the Boolean operators here. You see the truth table for a Boolean AND. You have two inputs in a traditional two-input Boolean AND, where input 1 can be true or false and input 2 can be true or false. In an AND situation, the output is true if and only if both of the inputs are true. In all other cases, it's false. So only if the first input and the second input are true, then you have AND being true between those two. OR is similar to that, except that in this case, we're looking for either one of them being true in order to be true. And in the OR, then you have false only when both of them are false. So that is the truth table for that. And then you have NOT, in which the NOT operator has only one input. And what it does is it flips it around. So if you get true in, then it becomes false. If you get false in, then it becomes true. You can see those operators here in the interpreter. We can say A and B, and we should have, that should be false, because if you recall, A is true, B is false, so A and B should be false. If we say A or B, that should be true, because A is true, so that should be true. And if we say not A, then that's false, so it's flipping it around. A is true, but not A is false. And not B is then true. You can see how that works in practice. Really, there's no magic to it. That's really all there is to it. That's how you work with Boolean variables. Obviously, you can have longer expressions of these things and compound forms, but I think in terms of demonstrating the basics, that should be pretty clear. So if you have any questions to follow up, leave them in the comments. Check out my other videos. Check out the business-python.com website, where there's a whole lot more material there. Also, consider checking out the book, Business Python, an example-based guide. Thank you very much for watching.